Got a new 2016 Fusion Focus RS. This is a single turbocharged 2.3 liter, 350 horsepower, which is amazing. We've put our complete crankcase evacuation air oil separation system on here. This is the only one we've seen on the market that does correctly and is addressing everything. Now, so this is an hour-long video. We've done most of the installation already. First step, after removing the engine cover, you're going to remove the intake manifold. You're going to be unplugging the map sensor. You're going to unplug the evaporative emissions vacuum line from it. And then you're going to start to take things loose and get it up to where you can unhook the throttle body connection and the factory PCB. Factory PCB comes from a black plastic separator that is on the side of the crankcase, and a short line runs from that to the intake manifold itself. We're removing that factory OEM connector. We're going to slide the 1/2-inch line, that's your center feed line, the foul side line, from the crankcase end of it, and it's going to snugly fit right in there with no leaks. Then the side on the intake manifold, you will use the 3/8 NPT tap that's included, and you're going to cut threads on the inside of that barb. Screw in a 90-degree fitting, and that's going to come out and be our primary evacuation source from the can. So we have a check valve on one of the outer fittings flowing away from the can. That's running to that intake vacuum barb that we install. So we take the dirty side underneath the intake manifold to come out here, so this can tuck up underneath the engine cover. This is our primary evacuation using intake manifold vacuum. This is our secondary evacuation vacuum source. What we've done, we're removing this portion of the cold air intake tube. We're removing the stock hard plastic line that connects from this portion of the intake tube down to the valve cover backside. They're Norma fittings that you squeeze to release. We include a billet adapter to go in the larger size here that has a 90-degree fitting, because we're converting this now to the suction needed for in-boost evacuation, which is this line. Again, check valve flowing away from the can. So we have the valve cover side. We include a factory Norma quick fit 90-degree fitting with a 1/2-inch vacuum cap on it that's going to snap into place, and it's going to plug that valve cover, because now we're moving our clean side air intake into the oil fill cap. We have a small adapter, and we've got this plugged in already. That slides off the bottom. It's a 1/4 turn to secure it. Goes in. You do your 1/4 turn. It's secured and sealed in place. And then this has 2 O-rings where this just slides in and comes off. So now we have plugged the OEM port as we're having our fresh side come in from here. We're using this suction for secondary evacuation when in boost, and our filtered fresh air is coming from here directly into the clean side separator through the separation chamber and into the crankcase from this portion. We're going to have this so the cover will fit. Now, final step, this is a flow sensor. It's actually a very basic map sensor, a 3-wire map sensor. And it's Normally, this, when it's stock, is snapped into that plastic line we removed from the back of this. This would detect pressure and suction, so it can tell the ECU to lower the amount of boost made when crankcase pressure is excessive. We've eliminated all crankcase pressure now because we're pulling vacuum at all times. And this is the piece right here, the factory piece. This unsnapped. Our billet adapter replaces this portion. This has a factory adapter that snaps on and has a vacuum cap plug on it. And this originally was snapped into the hose itself. These two tabs on the side allow us to pull that out. We're going to take this and we're going to add this to, and you're going to have to squeeze it on there, leave that O-ring in place, and it's going to go through on this braided line to this T. Now this can fit back up in there, or we probably have this, it looks like the cover will secure this nicely. And we will, it's not going to push through there now that I've got this in place. Generally you would do this before this was in place. So this is going to tee into the center line, so we're getting actual crankcase vacuum or pressure is going to be read. So just find a way that you can lay this nicely in here. Pick a spot, cut this center hose, simply install the T, and this eliminates any check engine light from coming on that would detect any flow issues. So we're going to do what we can to secure this all out of the way. We're going to pull this up, move our tools out of the way, and reinstall the engine cover. Now, as you can see, the can is mounted here. You have to move a couple of coolant or vacuum lines out of the way. We're using a long L bracket that once you have it on, you're going to bend it slightly. We're using this intake manifold bolt. Your bracket will fit on there. Make sure when inserting the can that you use a flat blade screwdriver to spread this gap before you tighten it. It allows the can to slide in without scratching any finish. We're going to locate the mounting tabs, reinstall the engine cover, and as you can see, only thing that's really going to be visible is this portion and our clean side separator. And this line spun a little bit to get a little bit more clearance there. And you've got a nice, clean, finished installation.